This is the Toyota Supra, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 things I like about Toyota's BMW counterpart. I'm Aiden, and you're watching God Next. Now, this part may not seem controversial, but there are a lot of people that don't like the look of this car compared to the old one. But I think it brings a lot of styling elements over from the Mark IV into the Mark V. I think the headlights look really similar, and honestly, this one just looks a lot more aggressive. I think the body lines from the Mark IV and the Mark V are very similar. This one has a little more aggressive protruding body lines, like these fender flares right here that kind of stick out, but I like how the hood kind of encapsulates all of that instead of being just one piece in the center with the fenders over here. I think it looks really, really, really cool. Better than actually the BMW M240i does, which uses the same motor, powertrain, and everything as this car does. But yeah, what do you guys think? I really like the look of it. I think Toyota pretty much nailed it as good as they could, and I don't think I'd change it for anything. Now, my favorite thing about this car isn't going to be the way it looks or the interior, it's actually what's under the hood. And if you're a BMW fanatic or you love the Mark V Supra, you'll know that this is the B58 3-liter inline-six, and it is used in a wide variety of other models out there from BMW. It makes 382 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque, very similar to the M340i, M440i, and M240i. And it's just an overall great motor. Reliability of this motor has been tested over and over again, and it just does not break. This thing is basically bulletproof. It is one of the most reliable engines BMW has ever made, and it is one of the most powerful engines they've ever put in their M Sport cars before you go full M into the S58. It's an amazing motor, and it works perfectly in this format that the Supra has. I absolutely love it. Now, on the interior, I want to talk about something, and it's not all the BMW technology that's in this car. The fact that Toyota made these really cool looking seats, so this is probably the nicest interior in a Toyota I've ever been in, but it's actually going to be what's in the center, and it is the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, newer Toyotas have been using 8-speed automatics, but it's not this 8-speed automatic, because this is the ZF 8-speed, which is also used in literally every single BMW model out there that is an automatic powered transmission. It's great. This has probably got to be the best automatic made in the world right now, and by far it is the fastest shifting one I've ever been in. Not, this example, but the B58 just in general. It's a great transmission. It's got launch control. You can do all kinds of things with it, and it's super responsive and really, really reliable, and definitely better than that 8-speed Toyota is using right now in their other models. Again, wouldn't change it for the world, but it's just part of the stuff that BMW and Toyota did with this car, where BMW gave them the entire powertrain that includes that B58 and the ZF 8-speed that you get with this. It's a great option by Toyota to go this direction with this car. All right, now the other thing I love about this car has got to be the interior. I know we just talked about the transmission, but the interior overall is great. It is the nicest interior I think Toyota makes to date when it comes to technology and things you can do on it. They have thrown their own little mix of stuff in here. It's not all BMW. Of course, the steering wheel is, the infotainment system is, this basically center control stack is all BMW, and the gauge cluster, but it all comes together really well. Like I said before, the seats are awesome and they look really cool. You have carbon fiber down here in the center control stack. They've changed the shifter up to be a little more Toyota-y and a little less BMW-y, but overall, it's great. Cool looking gauge cluster. I wish it used iDrive 7, unfortunately not, but for the most part, I would say it's great. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of the JBL sound system, so it's not my absolute favorite, but I can overlook that for being in such a cool and unique looking interior. It's basically the same as the outside. You just can't find it anywhere else. Well, and the last thing that I love about the Supra, of course, is going to be the way it drives, because it drives fantastically, better than every other Toyota I've ever been in. That's for dang sure. I don't mean to harp on Toyota's other models here, but this is probably the sportiest and best car that they've made in the last 20 years. Next to the Corolla for its reliability, of course. I mean, I don't want to knock that, but it just is great. Get out of the street here. I can't fucking see. The visibility, however, is absolutely terrible. It is just as bad as something like a Camaro. I can't even stress that enough. It is so unbelievably bad. But the way it drives, and it is not scared to kick that rear end out and do a dance on the road. That is the best part of this. I don't even find this kind of fun in any of the M40i cars from BMW unless you really push them. This just seems like it's so much more willing to do stuff and have fun with it. It just feels so lively, and honestly, it looks that way too. I think the looks fit the driving experience so well. Now, I love what Toyota's done with this car with BMW, and I know I keep saying that. I don't want to keep throwing BMW's name into the mix, but everyone out there already knows that this car is basically half BMW and has the soul of a BMW, which is fine. BMW over the last couple of years has really cleaned up their act when it comes to reliability, maintenance, and care for their cars. And I think Toyota went the right direction choosing this powertrain and the electronics for this one, because it really revived the Supra in an amazing way and really changed the game for what we know Toyota is capable of doing in the new Supra, even though it came out 4 years ago or something like that. Is great, and I'm really happy that I finally got my hands on one. But overall, I love it. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.